to go live. Hit the count. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Misfit Corner Scams. This is the News Andrew speaking. It is Saturday night, and we are live streaming. Woo-hoo! Oh, hey everybody, welcome back to the show. What a wonderful, wonderful week filled with interesting calls and dumbass scammers. Gotta love them. Gotta love them. But once again, my good friend Roger, how the heck are you?
Fantastic.
Love your shirt. It's a great shirt.
Yeah, June 14th, Flag Day.
It is, isn't it? That's right. You know, so funny is my wife and I asked her out for the very first time on a Friday the 13th in September.
Ooh.
And for some reason, she always remembers the Friday the 13th part, but not the month part. So whenever Friday the 13th happens, she'll usually say to me, "Oh, happy anniversary." I was like, "Yes, dear, happy anniversary, but that's not today." Like, it's June. Both of us did not realize it was Friday the 13th till we were doing the live stream last night.
Oh, boy,
and I didn't mention it to her till this evening, and she was like, "Oh, well, happy belated anniversary." I said, "Honey, good try, but it's wrong month."
I totally forgot about it too.
Hit the like button.
Yeah, I know.
Came home.
Hit the like button. Give them a thumbs
Oh, yes,
up.
hit the like button. Thumbs up. Yeah, do your thing. Do your thing. We appreciate you. Speaking of which, let's check in and see who's here. JJ's here. Says, hello,
Hello.
Drew. Hello, all. Tattle's in the house. Says, like and subscribe. BB, of course, one of our favorites, is here. Says, hello to everyone. She says, it's awful quiet on here. Well, that's all right. We just got going, so it's okay. Let's see who else is here. Andy's in the house. Andy says, hi there, Drew. Welcome, welcome. Tim's here. Tim says, good evening, all from Henderson, Kentucky. Tarkhorse in the house says, hello. And Tattle says, Medicare scammer said he'd call about my new benefits. I asked if I had Medicare. I asked, if you don't know if I have Medicare, then how do you know I have new benefits? He hung up without comment. Very good, very good. Aaron's in the house. And Aaron says, hello to everyone. All right, actually, I'm caught up. This is great. We got a small little audience, and that's perfect. Oh, Spencer's in the house. Spencer's here.
Hey, Spencer.
Spencer's here, y'all. Howdy, Roger. So, if you heard my call yesterday, it was with a PCH scammer by the name of Howie James. He called and he started telling me about how I won the lot, how I won all this money, and then he asked my name, and I told him Timothy, and he says, "Well, I'm trying to reach Herschel." So, well, shit, shibbity wit. You got the wrong person. So I said, I'll have to call you back. So I called him back later, and I left him a message. Well, he called me back, and we had 2 or 3 different calls, and I kept him on the phone for 20-plus minutes, just screwing with him, right? Well, the second video was released today, and if you watch that video, it was pretty funny. But he called back, and we did it again, and that is going to be Monday's video because tomorrow's the week in review. Where we left it is I told him I didn't want to deal with him anymore because he was either high or drunk. He was unprofessional, and I did not want to talk to him again. And I told him, I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy those cards. I'm going to buy those scratch cards, those money pack cards. I sent him a picture of the money pack cards I bought, which are printed on white pieces of paper, just so I could show him I bought them. And he texted me back, said, "You idiot, you bought the wrong cards." I'm like, whatever. Well, he called me back yesterday while I was at my mother's house. Well, no, the original. Let me step back. The call on Monday, you guys will hear that it ended with me saying, I will go out and buy the cards, and I will call you back, but I don't want to deal with you. You're a drunk a-hole, and I don't want to talk to you anymore. I want to talk to your manager. And he said, okay, whatever. Yeah, I get if you don't talk to me, you're not going to get your money. And I was like, don't try to hold me hostage. I want to talk to somebody else. I don't want to deal with you anymore. Well, Friday came and I just ran some errands and I went over to my mom's house and he called while I was at my mother's house. And I answered the phone. I said, hold on a second. Let me go outside the backyard so I can hear you better. And I said, hey, shithead, Mr. James, how's it going? And he hung up on me. Well, I told him I didn't want to deal with him anymore. So calling him name calling was going to be just fine. Well, he then texted me. And I'm going to share with you guys the texts. He texted me and he says, I know you're not serious. Okay. So I responded with, you are right. I'm not serious about working with you. If you want these cards, you will have someone else call me back. Better yet, have your manager call me. I am done dealing with your drunk asshole like you. And then I sent him a picture of the cards. Okay? Me holding the cards. His response this morning, was, that's not the right cards I told you. Money pack scratch cards. You are a failure. So I sent him back a message and I said, oh no, what a shame. I guess I'll just have to go back to the store and spend the money on me. And then I said, we'll start the day off right by having a nice hearty breakfast at my favorite spot. So I texted him a picture of my meal at Whataburger. And then I said, a quick trip to the gas station and let me fill up the truck, which I don't have a truck, I have a car, but he doesn't know that. So I sent him a picture of the racetrack where I spent some of the money. And then I said, then it's off shopping. Yay. And then throughout the day, I sent him pictures of stuff I had bought using my cards. Here's the funny part. I said, so far, I found these great deals on a collection of movies, $50 for all of them. So I sent him a picture of stacks of Blu-rays and DVDs that I bought. So I'm sending him pictures of all the stuff I'm spending the money on. And these are literally movies in my store. There's just stuff in my store. And then I said, I love spending your money. Let's see what else I can find next. And then close to the end of the day, I sent him a picture. I said, check this out. An original double-page spread from Captain America Comics, originally $200, but I haggled with the guy down to only $120. Fantastic. It will look great in my living room. Woohoo. And I sent him a picture of a double-page spread that I literally have in my store for sale. Funny. And then I said, this is the part I think is funny. I sent him a text a little later that said, oh shit, I took that page of art to a guy I know and sold it for $250. I made $130 profit. Booyah. Best day ever. And then I sent him a picture of me folding out money. And he hasn't responded. But I wanted to take a minute and see if we can call him. If you guys are okay with that, let me switch over the settings. Most likely he's not going to answer the phone. But
I'll go on mute.
I will go on mute too.
I'm switching the microphone over to the can you guys still hear me okay? This is the microphone I use to pick up the phone so that when I call, you guys will be able to hear him. The audio is still coming into my headphones, so you guys can talk. He's not going to hear you. But we were talking, and I think it's in the third video. I asked him, well, what hours do you work? And he says 8:30 to 9:30. And I said, you only work an hour a day? Damn, what a great job. He's like, no, 8:30 in the morning to 9:30 at night. I go, oh, okay. I was really thinking he had a sweet ass job.
You still have time because they're 2 hours ahead of us, so it's only 7 o'clock there.
Yeah, let me find his number.
Jamaica's 2 hours ahead of us.
Here it is. I have him listed as Howie James, PCH scammer. All right, so I'm going to set the phone up so that you guys can hear it. Let me quickly go to, let me go to my camera app so that I can record this. That way I can make a video out of it later. But let's do this live. And let's see what he says.
Hello?
Hello? Mr. James? Is this you?
Yes.
Hey, Mr. James, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
Yeah?
How are you?
I'm doing great. Since you didn't want to call me back and get those scratch card numbers, I went out and had a little bit of a spending spree with those cards today. I had a good time spending it.
Okay. You
Did-
have a wonderful day.
Did you see the
Wish you
pictures?
so much, okay?
Did you see the pictures I sent you? Because if you didn't want the cards, I was going to spend it on myself.
No, I do not need the cards anymore, okay?
You
could
don't
keep
need the
them.
cards anymore? You sure? I mean, I bet your bosses would like you to still collect that money, right?
Okay, you have a wonderful
Hey, could you do
evening,
me a favor,
everybody.
Mr. James? Mr. James? I wanted him to say hi to everybody.
Call him back. Call him back.
Yeah, we'll call him back. I mean, he answered the phone. I mean, that's great. That's like half the battle right there, getting him to pick up the phone.
Too bad you don't have a Google Voice number we could call from.
Well, let's see
I'd
if he
call
picks
him
up.
right now. He's going to ignore it now.
Probably. Once he associates the number with who's calling, he will.
Unless you block your number.
Well, he hasn't blocked it yet. It's still ringing.
No. You block your number to call out.
Oh, well. You guys can hear this okay, right?
Hi, welcome to Publishers Clearinghouse and Claim Department. We are unavailable at this time. Please leave a message and we will return your call soon as possible.
Hey, Mr. Howie, I mean, don't make me beg. I want to give you these cards. I mean, I went out and bought them just for you. But you got to work with me, dude. You got to call me back so I can give you the numbers. I only used one of the cards, so I still have the other one, the $500 one. So if you want it, call me back, okay? You have my number, right? You know it, buddy. All right. Love you, dude. Have a wonderful weekend. Most likely I'll talk to you on Monday, okay? Howie. Little Howie. Little itty bitty Howie. Love you, dude. All right.
Oh, that's good.
Should have called him sweetheart, like they call us.
You got to send me his number.
That is horrifically weird sounding when they call you beloved and all that. Oh.
Puffy.
Actually, hold on a second. I have. Isn't there a private chat where I can put numbers? Yeah, private chat.
Oh, Hi, baby.
Now, guys, everybody in the chat out there, I'm not going to share this number publicly, but with the guys, I will because I mean,
just email it.
Oh, I just put it in the private chat.
Oh, okay.
So you got it. Yeah. So I mean, I'll share it with the professionals.
Yeah. Oh,
I love screwing with that guy. He's so great.
Oh.
But yeah. All right, so that I'll cut that part of the show out and make it into the follow up. Unless of course he calls me back, then maybe we'll do some more. But I love messing with those guys. They are just the epitome of ugly and despicable. You know what I mean? Those guys are the worst. You know. I would not be upset if, somebody bombed Jamaica or something, or send some cruise missiles over that way. And I mean, the government probably knows exactly where they live, They probably know enough about them.
I'm looking at all the Google Voice calls that came in, and I called back, and I don't see that number here. So they've never called me on that one.
Okay. Well, as you can tell, he picked it up.
Yeah.
He picked it up. So And okay, the other thing I wanted to talk about tonight, when my daughter got married, she got a new phone and got on her husband's whatever calling plan or whatever. So the number that she had that I paid for, because I pay for 4 lines, me, my wife, my son, and my daughter, she gave me back her line, and I didn't do anything with it. And then my wife needed a new phone, and while I was at the store, I was at Best Buy, they had a sale on like just an inexpensive Android phone for like less than $100. So I bought one, I put the SIM card in it, and then I did absolutely nothing with it. Well, I had planned to use this as like the store line, right? But what I did, the only thing I did is I turned call forwarding on. So any calls that came to this number would be forwarded to my phone, just like all the other phones. Well, what I decided I wanted to do is I wanted to give out this number specifically to like people in the chat and people that watch the channel, where they can call and leave messages, like call-in shows where they leave messages. Hey guys, love your show. Let me tell you a story about the scammer I dealt with, that type of thing. And that's what I was going to set it up for. I got the damn thing. Also, I just turned on the flashlight, shaking it. I got the whole thing set up, the voicemail and everything set up. And you know what? I can't turn off the call forwarding. It's no longer an option in the settings, the call forwarding. So I'm like, frickin' A.
Oh,
so I gotta figure. So until I figure that out, I can't give out the number, because it's going to automatically come to my number and defeat the whole purpose of what I'm trying to do. Because I want people to call this phone and leave messages on this line, not forward it to my phone where I'm going to answer every single call. I specifically want this one for leaving messages.
Well, ask one of the scammers that is calling you about your telephone company how to turn it off.
Actually, I did a Google search and it told me how to find it, but the option under settings isn't there anymore. It's just not there. And at one point I turned it on. I just can't figure out how to turn the damn thing off. Gotta love technology. It's wonderful when it frickin' works, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, did you guys get any good calls this weekend?
I got a couple today. I already put a couple of them up, but I've got a lot of 1 minute, 2 minute ones that were really fun, and I'm putting those together. I'm kind of merging those.
Now, have you started to make shorts?
I did, but we'll talk offline.
Okay. Yeah, I don't mind if it's a quick call, because then I say, okay, fine, I'll just make that into a short. You know?
Yep.
You know? But,
well, when they call and they ask, I mean, today I put it up already. It would say accidental claim scammer. It kind of started out as one call and then it went to another one. And as the guy hung up on me and I was just going to do an outro, another one called. I said, all right, let's take the second one. Might as well. And then he asked the question and I just had to roll with it. Were there any Depends in the car with you? And I said, no, I don't wear the pens. And there was no one else in the car with me. And I know he meant dependents.
Right.
But I just went with it. I already had comments. Someone said they spit out their drink when they heard me say that. And I go, yeah. Do not drink or eat while watching these videos, please.
I would have said, yes, my Depends was the only thing that really saved my life during that accident.
And they called today. I think I sent you a video link on YouTube for Foster Brooks.
Okay, I saw the email.
Dean Martin, and that's the character I did. But
okay,
they called today. The missus was here. She goes, "Did they just ask for Foster?" I said, "They did." So perfect.
You love it when a fake name gets into their rotation. It's wonderful.
And I told them while I was on the phone, "Can I have I want to stop and have a drink of my whiskey. Hold on." And he goes, "Okay, go ahead," and he went with it.
That's hilarious.
When the final expense scammers called me and they asked me if I make my own dizzy shins, and I said, yeah, I've got a little workshop in my garage. I got a whole box of them out there. You want to order one?
Did you get many calls today, Glenn?
Yeah, I think I got about 15 or 16 of them, something like that. 99% of them were final expense calls.
Evergreen. absolutely evergreen. They can call any time of the year. They don't care who you are. They call all the time.
Woohoo!
You'd think they'd give up on us, you know?
Did
Well, we had one yesterday. The same guy, Frank, called me 2 times in a row. He called me, and then about 3 minutes later, he called me again. I said, "Didn't we just talk?"
So sad. So sad.
did you get your email from BB today?
I saw that I had an email. I haven't read it yet, so
Okay, I'll read it.
I literally just got home, had dinner, and then ran in here to get the stream started.
Popped on this just before I came on, and hey man, and it's really really good.
Okay.
And BB sent it to you and me and a couple others. Anyway, she said, "Hi everyone. I think there should be an International Scam Baiters Appreciation Day. I also think it should be on Jim Browning's birthday, July 16th. I hope you will agree with me. Not to slight any of you. Thank you. We don't take it as a slight whatsoever. I just think it should be on his birthday. Anyway, what do you think? Also, is any way to make this official? That would be great."
Now, what day of the month is the 16th of July?
It's the day after the 15th.
Day after the 15th? Yeah, okay.
Let me look. I gotta look at the calendar.
Just before the 17th.
Yeah, that's it. The 16th is a Monday.
No, July 16th is a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday. Dude, that's
a Wednesday. Good. Yeah, well, we might have to do a special live stream and just...
That's true.
Yeah, because I usually live stream, or I try to live stream on my comics channel on Wednesday night. I haven't done it in 4 weeks. Which shows you how much of a slacker I am. But yeah, it might be fun. Might be fun just to get together.
You got some new people that showed up here tonight, Drew.
Oh, well, let me go through and see who else is here and say hi to everybody. We got Aaron, we got Spencer, we got JJ. Judy's here. Judy says, "Hey Drew, first time here. I've been watching you since day one. Wow. I watched all your videos. Keep up the good work. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. SWS. Hello to all."
Judy, thanks for subscribing.
I was doing some purging of some old videos that weren't getting any views and just been there for a while. I have in my playlist, it's a scam, a little over 1,400 videos.
Wow.
So I got a lot of them out there, and some of them nobody even sees anymore. So it's time to get rid of some of these old ones or recycle them.
Right.
Do this retro video. So we'll see. All right, let's see who else is here. Charles is in the house. Says, "Hello, everyone. How have y'all been? Fantastic." Brian's here. Brian says, "Hello, team. Keep up the good work. Mother's Day, I get it, but Father's Day, not so much. All we did was plant the seeds of Mother did the legwork." Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's funny.
That's really good.
Are you guys doing anything tomorrow? You have anything happening tomorrow?
My kids are all out of state, so.
Well, my sister. Oh, go ahead, Glenn. Sorry.
My daughter's working. She works 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So she has, I think, Tuesday and Wednesday off. So I'm probably going to go out for dinner on Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah, my sister, they're going to barbecue, hot dogs and hamburgers, but they're doing it at 2 frickin' o'clock in the afternoon, which is great for lunch, early dinner. But I got my store. I got work to do. So my daughter is going to come and pick up my wife and take her to the party. And then as soon as I'm done at the store, I'm going to go and hopefully have some hamburgers and hot dogs. I don't know about you guys, but I love me some burnt hot dogs. You get some black ash or some charcoal grill. Oh, I love those. Where the outside gets hard, where it's been overcooked and the inside is all juicy and just I love it.
I found a good way to fix them.
Oh,
you
yeah?
take a hot dog before you cook it and take a knife and just score the sides of 10 or 12 times on one side, turn it over, score the other side, throw them in the air fryer for about 15 minutes. They come out with a little crispy edges.
Okay. I don't have an air fryer. I don't know what that'd be.
I do it on the barbecue, and I put a ton of those hickory pellets in a little aluminum pan, and it smokes the hell out of them, and that's the best way to do it. I got the Sam's Club, the single links of kielbasa.
Okay.
Those were really good from there. And it was sample day, on a Saturday or Sunday we went, and she goes, "Oh, here, try this." And I go, "Oh, where are those? I got to grab a bag of those things." And we just finished the last bit of those last week. I said, "It's time to go to Sam's Club and buy some more."
Very good, very good. Yeah, and I like putting don't score them. You put them right on the grill, and when they start to pop and blow up,
Ballpark Franks, they plump when you cook them.
Oh yeah, it's all good stuff. All good
What's
stuff.
the place in New Jersey? They had, if you got to look it up, but they do rippers, and they deep fry hot dogs until they split open, and that looks so good. I want to try it. You know what? I might have to do that for myself tomorrow.
See, I don't like eating cold hot dogs, uncooked hot dogs, but cold cooked hot dogs
after yeah.
Oh, wonderful. I could just nibble those all day long.
I gotta think of this. I got my supply of bacon fat and deep fry the hot dogs in some bacon fat. That might be, talk about artery clogging dinner. That would be perfect.
All right, let's see who else is here. Tattle says, I've noticed a big uptick in medic alert calls lately. Has anyone else had a similar experience? I got one.
Me too, Tattle.
Which is,
I got a couple the other day, so they're coming out.
Yep. BB says those PCH scammers always sound like they're talking through gritted teeth. Ugh, I can't stand the sound of their voices. Well, he's going to get tired of me because I'm going to keep calling him. As long as that number's good, I'm going to keep calling him. So,
yeah, mine always calls me, "Hey, buddy."
Hey, buddy.
I noticed that with yours or Rogers, I think, when he's calling him buddy.
Buddy.
Sounds exactly like the guy I'm dealing with.
It probably is. It probably is.
Well, that's what I told him. I said, "What are you smoking, the ganja?"
Tarkor says they are so stuck on the script. Took call. AI says, send out a new benefit paperwork. Did you get it? I did. Transferred to supervisor. The poor English speaker could not let go of the script. Nope, they don't. They don't. Spencer says cops work 12-hour shifts often too. He's referring to the scammer working 8:30 to 10:30. Yeah. Ronald's here. Hey, Ronald says, hello all. Glenn, Show, Drew, scammer time again. That's right. That's right. Dan's here. Dan says, buckle up, ready to laugh out loud. Well, my PCH scammer, he wasn't that fun. I mean, not as much fun as I am, but at least he answered the phone. So that kudos to him. Spencer says, Roger, the doggy hugging you is adorable.
That's Toffee.
Tarkor says, told him I got the paperwork and mailed it Monday. Argues that I couldn't have the paperwork. Glenn showing off. It's scammer time. You know what? We need to make a video to that. Linda's here. Hey, Linda. Linda says, I love seeing your dogs in the background. She's talking to you. She's talking to you. Jamie says, hey, guys, welcome to the show. BB says, hey, to Misfit Corner Scams. Did you get my email I sent you? The one about declaring July 16th International Scam Beta Appreciation Day? Yes, I did. And we talked about it. Good. Yep. BB's good. BB's good. Brian says, keep up the good work, guys. Watch all of you all week being retired. Now, please provide your 16-digit credit card number with expiration date and 3-digit code on DBAC.
That 3-digit code.
That's right. B. Bernie B says, hi, all, and chat.
Oh, B. Bernie
Christina's
B.
here and says, hello, all. And Jamie sent me $20. Says, who I let play together with who I am let play together with the scammers. Okay. Just a couple of words out of order can drive the whole thing crazy, but thank you, Jamie. I appreciate it greatly.
Don't you hate autocorrect?
Yeah. Christina says, got a couple of PCH scammers trying to call on video this week. Fantastic. Yeah, they're out in force right now, which is crazy. But the crazy part is they're calling the same people over and over and over again. I've talked to at least maybe half a dozen different scams, PCH scams, different names, all calling for Herschel, which is the funny thing. And they keep calling. which means I love it when they say, have you ever received this call before? And I'm always like, no, I haven't. Tell me more about this. Like, yeah, no, I've never, ever heard about it. Oh, Tarkor says you might try to do factory reset if possible. I might have to. That might be the only way to make it happen. Jamie says, let Mr. and Mrs. Screwing with Scammers keep up the great work. Absolutely. Let's see who else is here. Oh, Manuel's in the house. Of course he is. Manuel says, hello, my friend Drew and Glenn and SWS. Good evening. I'm sorry I'm coming in late. No problem. We allow any to come at any time. Nobody is ever late. When it comes to our live streams, you all are like wizards and babies. You're never late. You always show up exactly when you intend to. Wizards and babies. And the chat shows up exactly when they intend to.
And Manuel, next week I will send you the link to join me on our live stream next week. He sent me an email
excellent.
Today.
Very good, very good. I did a drawing one night, and I said I was going to give it away to somebody, and the person that won it was Manuel. And we went back and forth, and I got his address, and I told him I was going to send. I still haven't sent it to him because I'm working on something special, and I'd rather send them together. That's the only reason why it hasn't been put in the mail yet, Manuel. It's because I'm waiting for something. Waiting to have something else done that I could add a little special extra something to the package.
Hey, Drew,
So I saw you ordered my cup for him. I saw that you ordered a hat and a cup from my store. Is that what you're waiting for?
You're talking about Manuel? Oh, for me?
Yeah.
Oh,
you ordered him a nice cup from my store.
Maybe. All right. Darlene's here. Darlene says, got a Chase Bank call from Dallas. No message.
Oh, boy.
The question is, do you have a Chase account? You know?
They just spoofed the number.
Yeah. Let's see who else is here. I'm just going through the chat just to see if anybody else came in. Roger's here. My good friend Roger says, good evening all. I would have signed on earlier, but I was waiting for the PCH Prize Patrol to stop by my house. Have they come yet?
They were digging up Ed McMahon for that.
You know what I think is so funny? Part of their script is to ask you if you want to receive your prize publicly or privately. And of course, we always ask them, what's the difference? Well, they send out the news trucks and all this. Or you can keep it quiet on the low key. And I think they do that because they want to encourage you to keep everything a secret. Because we already know that when they send you to the store to buy your gift card, your money pack, green dot scratch card, they tell you, now don't tell the cashier what you're doing. Don't tell them that you won a whole bunch of money because you don't want people to know this. They're telling you that because the cashiers know to look out for elderly people coming in buying gift cards. They know it's a scam. They try to encourage people not to fall for it. And so they're trying to tell you, keep it on the down low. Don't even tell your family. If you live with people, don't tell them what's going on. For that simple fact, they don't want the cashiers or the people at the bank to discourage you. They're so evil.
I said, I live in a small town. Just send the big trucks. Everybody knows me anyways. Just send it out. I don't care. I'll tell everybody right now.
Need to tell them that you. Yeah.
I got one guy that almost flew off the handle at me because he told me to get the green dot money back scratch card. Now, okay. Where are you going to go? I'm going to go to the Walmart and I'm going to ask him for the Mega Millions green dot money pack scratch card. No. Don't tell him it's Mega Millions. Just tell him it's a money back scratcher. Okay, I'll let him know it's the Mega Millions money back scratch card. He just about lost it on me.
You know what? You need to use
Billy Bob that.
Billy Bob's, that's right.
I'm going to let him know. I'm going to let Billy Bob know I won the money and I need the green spot grease pack money scratch card, whatever. No, don't say anything to him.
You know, we should tell them that we live in a remote part of town. It's only accessible by helicopter, which means to deliver it, they have to bring it out via helicopter. And in to do so, they have to make sure they have FAA approval to fly out to my place. We should really get that going and see what we can do.
We got the bridge over the river getting washed out, so you got to fly in you might want to call for a helicopter escort.
That's right. There you go.
So
It's
when
a
they drop
Costanza's
off the Mercedes, how are you going to drive your Mercedes off the property then?
They can drop it off via helicopter. Yeah.
They could
Yeah,
use
but
it.
where do you
No,
go
they
if
could
you
use a
haven't got
drone now. They could use a drone. Amazon is working with that now.
It's a Costanza says, I'm at a baseball game and don't see any Gandus in the crowd.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Don't use that term too lightly.
Linda says, did he crap his pants when he said there was no Depends in the car? So that's what I was saying. Depends would have saved your life, my friend.
No.
Yeah. You need to, at least have a pair in the glove box, You never know when you're going to need it. Linda says, I got mostly insurance and final expense at home improvement scam calls. Those are those are evergreen. They call all the time, anytime. The car accidents, the class action lawsuits,
your TV service.
Yep, they call all the time. It's during I find it funny how many messages I get talking about Medicare open enrollment for 2025.
Yep,
2025. They really think that works.
I got a T-Mobile today. I've never had T-Mobile.
Yeah.
So and I went with it, and I got T-Mobile. I gave him some. I don't know what number I gave him. I forgot for my special password for my T-Mobile account. I don't know.
They always ask me, "Are you married or are you single?" Yes, I am.
Well,
which one are you? Well, I'm a man. What are you?
I'm married. My wife's married. I'm not.
I'm not henpecked. My wife tells me I'm not.
Exactly.
I told my daughter, she came by my store today and we were talking about some stuff, and I told her, you want to see the joke that my wife hates? It's the joke I've done before and she absolutely hates it. I hold up my ring finger and I go, I'm free. And my wife's like, that's not funny. That's all right. I've got one of those ring fingers that even when the ring's off, you can still, there's an indentation in my finger, so I can't hide it. I have one of those permanent ring fingers, Oh well. All right, let's see what else.
I lost a lot of weight, so mine's falling off half the time. I got to get it in and get it sized, and so my permanent scar is gone for a while because it's not as tight as it was.
Well, I got mine fixed, so it never happens again.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, cut it right off.
Glenn says I took care of that problem, didn't I? Darlene says my grandmother's birthday was July 16th. Well, see, that's more reason to celebrate,
That's it. And Jim Browning's he's a legend.
Christina says invite Jim Browning, Pierogi, and Trilogy Media.
I have. They don't respond to the emails.
All right, let's see. BB says thanks for mentioning my email. Honestly, if you send them an email, it probably goes into like a bucket of potential scams because they get reached out by a lot of people. So I try really hard to read all my comments and all my emails. I don't always respond to all of them just simply because. So Bill's in the house. Hey, Bill says I can burn all the hot dogs you want. Well, I love burnt hot dogs. Love them.
Glenn, that reminds me of the Three Stooges. What do you want, Curly? He says, give me a burnt toast and a rotten egg. Burnt toast and a rotten egg. Yeah, I got a tapeworm. That's good enough for him.
Have you ever had eggs in your fridge so long that when you cracked one open, it came out black?
No, but I had one that it wasn't hard boiled, but it'd been so long when I opened it, it was solid. It wasn't frozen. And I think I got to get some more eggs.
We had a thing of eggs in the fridge, and I had bought more eggs and just put them on top of them. So I used the ones that were on top, and I completely forgot about the ones that were on the bottom. And there was only like maybe 4 eggs left in there. And so I kept buying new ones and forgetting about them. And then one day I wanted to make something with eggs, and I literally cracked it open, and what came out was black. And I was like, I had no idea that eggs could go bad in the shells, and it did.
But it could have been a fertilized egg that they missed, and that can happen.
Could have been. I just threw the rest of them out. I didn't even open them up. It was really
we had
gross.
Chickens when I was young. We had chickens, and so I'd go to my uncle's place. And we'd pick the eggs up, and every now and then you'd pick one that it was fertilized. And there's not a baby chick, but the embryo was just forming. You're like, okay.
Yep.
That mom is mad at us.
Jamie says, I love giving the scammers my expired credit cards that come up as declined. I've always hesitated giving them an expired card because they could always just change the expiration date. They could try multiple expiration dates. So I wouldn't give them a card number that's still valid. Like I recently...
look up a credit card generator online. It's the best way to do it.
Or if you have an old card that you canceled because there was something on it that you didn't recognize or whatever, and you might still have the card. Monkey Ward. Yep, you got it. Christina says, Red Hot links are the best.
Ooh, those are good.
Spencer says, I am leaving for now. Please don't forget to like the video. Absolutely,
Thanks,
sir.
Spencer.
Have a good evening, man. Darlene said, spend a couple of days with my older sister. She will need surgery inside of her stomach. Oh no, a rare condition.
Ugh.
Well, we'll keep you in our thoughts, Darlene. Hope everything goes well with your sister.
Yes, Darlene.
Whew. Hate the idea of surgeries. It's scary sometimes. JJ says, I'll eat cold cooked chicken.
Yeah, the next day. That's okay.
Well, there's a lot of foods that are good cold. Pizza,
leftover KFC.
Pizza's good. Chinese is good. Chili is good. I mean, granted, I like to heat chili up, but the second day chili is always fantastic.
We went out for pizza,
and
of course, back in those days, you had a little adult libation with it, and took about half of one home. The next day, let's go. We left, and I go, man, one of the pizza, it's not, I don't know where it is. Here it is. It was in the back of my car overnight. Very good. Hey, we got breakfast. Yeah, we ate that pizza. Sat in the car overnight.
Yeah, well.
It was cold, sort of.
There's things you're willing to do.
I'm still here.
Yeah, that's right.
Have you ever had a Shakey's pizza place in your towns?
Yep, we did. Used to go to Bunch of Lunch a lot. I think that's why I'm diabetic.
Give me just 1 second, guys.
Hi, honey.
Hello.
Meow, meow. Kitty. Gotta go out.
She was demanding entrance, and she will sit outside my door and meow until I let her in, and it drives my wife crazy. Oh, come here, big girl. This is Regal. This is the Princess Regal.
Hello.
You're on video now, big girl. Say hi to everybody.
There you go.
She's like, she just wants love and attention. Oh, damn! My phone was dinging, and somebody was sending me a text. I was trying to see if it was
maybe it's the guy. Yeah,
Howie James. Nope, it's my daughter. She's sending me something, so I'll read that later. But I don't know if you heard that or not. She didn't like that.
Well, last night she had the fat boy over here. Was petting him, and he was going bonkers. I just let him go before he scratches you. He hates that when he doesn't want to do something. He'll go nuts and gouge you.
Yeah.
Nino, come on, Nino. I got you.
I got you. She's got a skin condition, and when she starts to scratch too much, she'll get scabs all around her neck, around her back, and she just needs to go to the vet to get a shot. And she's starting to get a little bit of scabby around her neck, so we know it's time. But she loves getting attention. She loves demanding attention.
I don't know if cats will eat it, but I know when dogs have skin allergies and everything, what you got to do is that you find a local distributor from local honey from your area, because of all the allergens that are in the air.
Right.
bees pollinate with all of that, and they build up a resistance to it. The vet says, a teaspoon of honey for the dog every day. I don't know if you can give it to a cat, but
She's very peculiar when it comes to her food. You know what's so
yeah.
funny is when I'm feeding the dog, usually he gets like ham or turkey or something like that.
She'll take it.
She will jump up on the counter and she'll sit there and wait for me to cut her off a piece.
Let me go. I'll be right back.
Yeah. All right, while he's doing that, let's see what else. Bertha's here. Bertha says, I recently found out that I've become extremely well at getting bank accounts put on the PGA scammer. I was good with a miniature summer, but if I am able, I will get an account. Okay.
BK? Yeah, I think so.
Says, I can get a bank account for people here in the United States. Oh, okay. I don't know if you want to do that, Eddie's here. Eddie says, look who showed up. Well, welcome, Eddie. Fantastic. Let's see who else is here. BB says, I just wanted, I was just as disgusted as you were by the PCH scammer calling Betty my beloved, made my skin crawl. Okay, you have heard nothing yet. You guys have heard nothing. Glenn called me one night and we were just chatting about something. And he goes, oh, my PCH scammer is calling. Let me take the call. He takes the call. I start to record it. He recorded it as well. And the guy even said at the end, I love you. You remember that? Said, I love you. And I'm like, oh my God, how freaking creepy. This guy, he was going, my dear, my beloved. And I'm like, oh, wow.
And I'm using my Dixon voice, and he still thinks I'm Betty.
That was the funny part. That was the funny part. Yeah, guys, just wait. These guys get even creepier. Bertha says, I think it's funny when they tell me that the police are going to be 45 minutes away from me, and I only live 5 minutes away from the nearest police station. Apparently, I need to eat first. Nothing happening?
The cat's hiding somewhere. She was
okay.
As soon as it's dinner time, she knows to come out. She came earlier. She's a cool cat. Oh.
Brian says, guys, I'm closing. I had a call that showed up as the United Christian Church. Just proves how low the scumbags will go.
Wow.
I had one. I'm pretty sure I released this call where the guy called and claimed to be from AT&T, but he was spoofing another business's name. And I said, why are you spoofing another business's name? He says, well, that's just the auto dialer. And I said, no. You're claiming to be AT&T and you're spoofing another business. And just dumb. Just really, really dumb. So
you'd think at least they'd spoof the number they're supposed to be calling from.
You'd think it would be easy. And I've actually gotten calls where they claim to be from Bank of America and they actually spoofed a Bank of America telephone number. Now, I don't have a Bank of America account, even though I've told them in the past I do. So when they call saying, hey, we're calling about your Bank of America account, I know it's a scam because I don't have one. But they at least put the effort in to spoof a Bank of America number.
Well, when they ask me for the my other phone number, I give them one of the numbers that the scammers have spoofed to me. When you call it back, it says the number's been disconnected. So I write that down and I give them that number.
Perfect. Jamie says, what they are doing with the cell phones, they want you account info. Then they order a phone in your name. When you get there, they call you back and say the phone was ordered by mistake and what you send the phone to a different address. Then they sell it. Well, I can absolutely guarantee you I believe that. But you know what? None of us ever give any of our real, valid personal information out. It's always fake information. I'll be honest with you. If they want to contact AT&T and order a new phone using Herschel Jones or Carl Walters or Timothy Williams, good luck.
Especially with your fake Social Security number.
That's right. None of those people exist. So go for it. Go ahead and try to order a phone.
Oh.
Darlene says, I have to get my wedding ring sized up. Oh, boy. I'm my wife's first wedding ring. She's had two. We did a renewing of vows years later, and I got her a new ring. But her original wedding ring, the one we got married using, at the time, she had given birth. No, this is with our daughter. She had given birth to Michael. Then we got married, and then I got her. Then I got her good again, and she was going to have our daughter. And one night she woke up screaming, and I was like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And her hand had started to swell, and her ring was cutting off the circulation. And granted, it wasn't a very expensive ring, so I reached into the drawer and grabbed the only thing I could find. It's a pair of nail clippers, and I snapped the ring off of her finger. And she's like, "Oh, thank God. What did you do to my ring?" You know, in the heat of the moment, it was the only thing I could think of. It wasn't like go run into the kitchen bathroom, run into the kitchen and get the butter or whatever. No. It was like do something right there and then, because she
Good thing
woke
you didn't
up.
have a Ginsu knife next to the bed. You would have cut her finger off
Would
instead.
have cut her finger off, but I used
Like I
a nail
said.
clipper. Yeah, I used a nail clipper and saved her life.
In the emergency rooms, one thing they do the string trick where they wrap the string around the ring and then they slowly unravel it and it pulls off your finger. And if that's not good, they have a little device that slips under the ring,
Right.
and at the top of it there's a cutter wheel, and you keep cutting it, squeezing it, cutting it, and it'll cut the ring. No matter how thick it is, it'll cut through it. They're pretty sharp.
Yeah, you can always take it to a jeweler and have them put it back together. And,
Well, the funny thing is a couple of years later, our apartment got robbed, and one of the things they did was they took her jewelry box and they dumped it out and took everything in it, which included her original ring and my original wedding ring. So,
Wow.
poop happens. So we just got new ones and we shared them. I don't think she wears her ring anymore, or not regularly.
He said that.
But I wear mine religiously. It's always on my finger. So, but this wasn't the original one that we got married with. The one we got married with, believe it or not, was my dad's ring from his first marriage. Because we were young and stupid and dumb and didn't have any money. So my dad's like, "Here, I'll give you a ring," and I bought her a ring, and that was it.
My dad's ring went to my nephew. My mom's wedding ring went to my daughter. So they both had those.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't wear it in the jacuzzi because my hand it'll fall off in there somewhere. And then I got to try to find it in the bottom of it. Or when I go swimming anywhere, forget it. I'll never wear it to the water park here. My granddaughter's coming out next week, and I don't know if she wants to go to the water park or not. But with the way I burn, I don't think I want to.
We'll go without you.
She'll go without you. Yeah, the last time
Answer the phone,
Yeah,
I
need
got
to
to stay
work.
home and answer the phone.
You need to work. That's right. Answer the
Good.
phone.
Unfortunately, next week I have to go to a celebration of life for a friend down at the VA cemetery next week.
Okay.
So
Okay. No,
It's
good.
kind of put a little crimp in what we're doing, but
Nope. Gotta do what you gotta do.
yeah.
you can always
Yep,
forward
it's
your calls
important.
to me.
That's what my aunt was visiting. She came down from Rhode Island for my dad's 80th birthday, and I was talking to her Friday, and I was telling her about the scam calls, and I kept getting calls while I was, and I did a lot of your mom delivered it. She's a good woman, and they immediately hung up. And I told her 9 out of 10 times they hang up on that, but it's the 10th time that's wonderful, that's beautiful. And she says, "I'm going to start forwarding my calls to you." I said, "Absolutely, bring it on." Bring it on. She says she gets them all the time too. She usually just ignores them, doesn't answer the phone. I said, "Hey, forward them to me. I'd love to talk to anybody, anytime."
I could forward the landline to my cell, but then it defeats my purpose when they call on this phone and then they call on my cell at the same time, and I set them both down and they could talk to each other.
Well, you got to do what you got to do.
That's
All
right.
right, let's see who else is here. Eddie says, I irritated a Medicare person. He asked for my birth date. I said the 4th of July, paused a few seconds. "What year, sir?" I told him every year. He goes, "Are you playing with me?" I said, "What do you think?" Click. I always find it
say,
funny when they ask that question. Are you messing with me? Are you playing with me? Well,
course.
yeah, of course.
I am.
Like, do they have a 4th of July in other countries? Of course they
Oh
do.
no, they
Of
skip
course they
over it.
do. Yeah.
They go from the 3rd to the 5th.
Yeah, totally missed it.
Drew, the one thing that I don't say yes for is the permission to call me back, even though I'm on the do not call list.
Right. Yeah, I've gotten
And-
calls from agents saying that I gave them permission to call
Oh.
me, and I'm like, well, who gave you permission? What's the name of the person? And they'll come up with one of the fake names. I'm like, that person doesn't exist.
You know who's missing tonight?
Who's that?
She's not here. Cathra. Darn it.
Are you sure? I thought I.
No, I haven't seen her.
I didn't
No,
see her.
maybe
but
not.
She had some great information she shared on one of my videos. It was really good. She did some research on the legitimate companies using out of the country call centers.
Right.
They're allowed to do that, but they can't call anybody on the do not call list. Number one, they can only ask for your name. That's all they can ask for, and your phone number before they connect you to the legitimate company. And those are the only things they can ask, and they cannot call people on the do not call list. So these ones that
they
are
do all the
calling,
time,
and they call us all the time.
Yep.
And then they're asking, what's your birthday? What's your phone number? What's your credit card number? What's your social security number? And they can't ask any of that. So that was really good research that, because they're doing something that the companies hired them for, but they don't know that they're taking all this info. Then the scammers stay on the phone after they've connected you, and you're giving them all the rest of the personal information, and they steal your identity. That's exactly
honestly, it's a genius way of doing a scam. You're a foreign call center. You don't give a rat's ass whether or not they're on the national do not call list. You just call them.
Right.
They answer the phone. You tell them you're calling in regards to whatever you want, right? And then they say, okay, let me transfer you to a licensed agent. And then they call and connect you, three-way call, connect you to the actual company, to the actual 800 number. And then they say, here you go. I'm going to transfer you to the agent. And then they just put the mute on, sit back and listen. It's brilliant. Yep. It's really a great way of gathering people's personal information. You let the agent ask the questions, and the agent thinks the person called them directly. They have no idea that it's a third-party call center who's sitting there listening in on your call. It's genius if you think about it.
And the agent thinks you called them.
That's right. And all they're doing is their job. They're answering the phone and doing their job. That's it.
I'll tell you what, crazy. I got one last week from my Mega Millions scammer.
Yeah.
And he wanted me to transfer funds from my account to a Bank of America account.
Yep.
He gave me the account number. He gave me the routing number. He gave me the guy's name and his address down in Arizona. And it's near Phoenix. And I looked it up on Google Maps. The picture of the house is blurred out.
Yep.
So I called the FBI, I think it was on Monday, to tell them what was going on. It says, well, you really need to talk to the senior abuse hotline. So he gave me the number. I called them and I said, well, we can't do anything with that. You need to call the Federal Trade Commission. He gave me their number.
Right.
So I called them and filed a report, gave them all my information, because I knew I was calling them directly. And they actually sent me an email with a case number on it. It said, we don't know if we can do anything with it. And I got to thinking, why is it so hard for us to report these guys when we have such valid information?
Yeah.
These are money mules that are stealing the money. They take a portion of it for themselves and they transfer it to some other account for some guy in India. And these guys are just as guilty as the scammers are in India. And we can't stop them because nobody will help.
Yeah. Well, they want your vote and they want your dollars, but they don't want to help you with anything. You ever notice that?
All you get is
they call me all the time.
You get an email back that says we got it. You got that, didn't you, Glenn?
What's that?
Email. We've received your submission. Thank you. And that's it. You never hear again.
Yeah, well, I got that, and I got a client or a case number, but you can actually call up and ask what status is of the case number, which I may do in about a week, and see what happens.
Your claimer's number.
Linda has an important question for you. Do you guys have trouble trimming your dog's nails? Yes, I take him to the vet and have his nails trimmed at the vet's office.
I don't have an issue at all cutting their nails whatsoever. They load up in the car and I set them on the vet's table and they just do it great. And then like little Honey and Pumpkin to get groomed and the groomer does it great. I don't have any issues cutting their nails.
No issues whatsoever. I don't know if I told you this, but my wife bought a harness swing for the cats in order to trim their, and I'm like, good luck, dear. She's like, I'm going to need your help getting the cat into the harness. I'm like, I want to keep all my extremities. I want to keep all the pieces of my body together, if you don't mind. She's like, she thinks she's going to be able to do this. And all I'm thinking to myself is, I have lived with some of these cats their entire lives. There's no freaking way I'm putting them in a harness to try to cut their nails.
No.
Of course,
Just
I'm sure you're not a fan of the sight of blood.
No, not really. I tell you what, if my wife does do it, I'm going to record it and I'll share it with you guys, whatever, because I know which cat. She has some of the cats will curl in her lap and she can stroke them and she'll clip a nail or two. But once they realize what's happening, they usually run away. She said she's gotten like whole feet out of some of the cats because they're very calm and patient. There's just a couple, including my cat, who ain't putting up with that crap, who ain't going to put themselves in that situation, you know? So we're going to see what happens. And hopefully my wife will survive the experience. So.
Show us the trip to the ER.
Hold on a second. Tim says, my wife looked at a free offers on Facebook. I now have got calls from many scammers telling I requested their services.
Come here, boy.
I'm sure I've mentioned this before. There was a lull in calls one day, and my wife says, do you want me to go online and start Googling stuff for you? Because that's where they'll buy numbers from Google and start calling people. And I'm like, no, dear, I get enough calls. Thank you very much. 99% of my calls are actually for her. So
there you go. Here he is.
Oh, what a pretty doggy.
Nothing wrong. The nails are good. Nice and short.
Yeah.
He did that himself, though. He just runs around the backyard and wears them down.
No, my mother-in-law's dog is not an active dog. He's very much a lazy old boy. And,
couch potato.
Yep. So he goes and gets his nails done once a month or so, once every 5 to 6 weeks.
Good boy.
So.
Well, that's one thing I found out about little dogs. I didn't know because I hadn't had little dogs in years. And in 2002, I got a little one, and I didn't know they had to have their anal glands expressed. Never heard of it.
My mother-in-law's dog does, yes.
Found out the hard way. The poor thing got an infected one. She had to have surgery. I'm like, oh. From then on, now here, vet, when you're trimming the nails, take care of that good stuff in the backside too.
Yeah, when we call the vet's office, we tell him he needs his nails trimmed and his butt squeezed. And they always squirt him with some Febreze when they're done.
You heard about that joke about the old farmer, and he had his cousin come by to help him on the farm one day, and he says, "Hey, uncle, how do you keep your lips from getting chapped?" And he says, "Well, this is what I do." And he walks up to the cow, lifts up the tail, kisses him right on the butthole. That helps you keep your lips from getting chapped? And he says, "No, but it keeps me from licking my lips."
Oh. So
yeah, you
sad.
get this stuff they use on them.
Right.
The doggy body mist. Yeah.
They just use Febreze. Febreze works just as well.
And I got to use it on old Wheaties because he loves to chase the hose when I'm washing down the grass out there. And he gets wet and he goes, doesn't smell so good after he gets wet.
Bill says cats are crazy and dogs are nuts. That I used to tell my daughter all the time. I said, girls are crazy and boys are stupid. And the reason girls are crazy is because boys are stupid. And she's like, she's learned that now that I was absolutely 100% true.
Exactly right.
Yep. Girls are crazy, boys are dumb.
Bourbon
What?
has no nuts. Wheaties has no nuts. They're not nuts.
Cashews.
Yeah, yeah. Darlene says, my oldest son holds our cat and I clip her nails. Okay, well,
Braver than me.
I'd go nowhere near him. Linda says, I have a friend who holds my dog down and I clip him. Nah, just take him to the vet. Just take him to the vet. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping up. I got to get some paperwork done for tomorrow. I got one more day of working at the store. I'm looking forward to making money. You know, you guys have dinner. Glenn, I'm sure, has something to do. He's got a PCH scammer to answer his calls.
He's got to have some apple juice.
Yeah, I haven't answered the phone for him for 2 days, and they still keep calling, but I just ignore them. So maybe tomorrow I'll answer a call sometime in the afternoon. Oh, by the way, we're doing a sting out at one of the churches that provides rehearsal space tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, guys, link on my videos, you'll find the merchandise stores ready to go. It's going really well, and thank you for support. And remember, at Screwing with Scammers, we are screwing with scammers, so you don't have to.
But you can if you want to.
If you want to.
You know, there's no problem with that whatsoever.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like I always say, if you guys, that's right. If you get calls like the ones we get, either hang up on them or screw with them like we do. And if you do screw with them, try to record it. That way you can share it with people. Live by the golden rule that Roger and Glenn and I live by. Screw and share. All right. All right, guys. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your weekend.
Good night, everybody.
If you have fathers or father-in-laws or father-type figures in your life, make sure you wish them a happy Father's Day tomorrow.
Get him.
And everybody have a great week. I'll talk at y'all later and be good. Oh, one more thing. Quick side note. I will be in North Carolina next Saturday.
Next week. No, you won't be here.
If I do a live stream, it will probably be it'll be a short one. It won't be a big one because, you know, I'll be invading my friend Todd's place and using his computer, which he let me do it last year, but it'll probably be short and sweet. I'll probably just check in with everybody, but it'll probably be a very muted, easygoing, quick stream. So I hate to say it, if you're late, you might miss it. If you're 10 minutes late, you might miss the whole thing. So
that's it.
All right, everybody. See you all Friday on Roger's stream.
Yep.
Bye, guys.
Good night, guys. Have a good weekend.